Hey everyone, welcome and welcome back to Spit Talking with Thalia. In today's episode, we are going to discuss last week's Bad Reunion Part 1. The episode comes out tomorrow. The Part 2 comes out tomorrow. I am slightly under the weather. I am currently medicated, but I definitely wanted to get this out before the next episode. So I'm gonna be working so hard to get this out at least an hour before part two comes out. So I wanted to talk about it because this season drove me absolutely insane. So let's talk about it. So if you're interested in getting my thoughts and opinions about Baddies East Reunion Part 1, stay tuned. But before you get all cozy, there is a subscribe button alongside of it. It's a notification bell. Please click both. They go together. If you are following me on um, any of your podcast platforms, by all means, give me a follow there too. So yeah, let's get into it. Energy. That's what I'm talking about. Energy. I ain't trying to brag. So I am not gonna go in and do a play by everything that happened in the reunion. I'm only going to discuss things that spark my interest. There are plenty other channels, platforms that really go through every scene. I don't have the time because some scenes are boring, and yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to get into stuff that I'm not even interested in. So, so I am going to go over at least kind of paint a picture for you. Please forgive me again. I'm dealing with this cold. Taking some Mucinex and some stuff, so I sound a little nasally because I can feel like the pressure in my face. But again, I just wanted to get this out before the new episode comes out. So when the show starts, you get this dude performing the theme song, and I don't know why they felt the need to do that. Only because, like, who's in the audience? Is there even an audience? Like, there was no need for him. But I guess y'all wanted to give him some recognition on who's the man behind the theme song. But no, we could have passed on that. And I guess his name is Matt Cash. I mean, cool. Again, we could have done without him. So you have everyone pulling in, you know what I'm saying, in the intro, whatever. Everybody's showing up to the studio and everybody looks cool, right? And then Rolly pulls in. I am going to be honest, Rolly was my least favorite individual in this daggum show. Um, yeah, like I felt like she just misrepresented us thick girls throughout the whole entire season. This is my total rant about Rolly. I don't think I was gonna go in on her the way I'm about to now. Not even like I'm not even trying to be disrespectful, but it's the fact that she decided to get on Zeus, right? And represent for the thicker girls that you can be a baddie at any size. Kudos for her for even thinking that, right? But then you come up on the scene looking a hot mess and having the entire audacity to body shame other folks on the show. But let me not go, jump ahead of this whole show itself. But anyway, she pulls in, and she reminds me of a cartoon character that I couldn't put my finger on. Like the purple hair wasn't doing it for me. I don't care about the sweatsuit because that's something that I probably would have rocked. But what are we doing with the short haircut? I don't know. Just didn't like it at all. Um, I know that the intention was to be ready to fight. Like she shouldn't have put a wig on at all. Like we already know that those get snatched when they start fighting. So why even bother putting putting it on? Nonetheless, she's the one that was like the worst dressed for me and just worst overall individual in this entire season. I'll take that back. So we're gonna pull up Smiley over here. Smiley was the most irritating. I wouldn't say she was the worst person of the season, the most irritating. But as she pulls in, she looks worried. She knows that she's about to get into some stuff. But yeah, she was like the most annoying person in this entire season. Like, I don't know if she's battling some other stuff up top, and she figured that getting on TV was going to be the best way for her to handle it, or she felt like she was, she needed to like brushing up on her acting skills. Like, homegirl was extremely annoying in this season. 4 minutes and 14 seconds into the episode, you have the big Dominican Biggie. I didn't know that we were still putting words on our behinds in 2024. Like, when did that trend start? And I thought that was over. So I don't know, like, you too old for it, but nonetheless. So she's showing off. Her voice sounded way deeper than normal. So I don't know if she was sick or whatever have you, but yeah, she's showing off her line of clothes or whatever. And then Smiley comes rolling in. Now you can automatically see that Biggie was not feeling this girl coming into her trailer. Like, as soon as I saw the vibes, I just felt, or like, how did Smiley feel like Biggie was ready to have a conversation with her? Because she gave off, like, why are you even in here, bitch? So then you have Mariah Lee, T, Sky, and Animac in one room. And they're talking about, like, oh, who you excited to see during, this reunion? Like, who do you want to confront? Yada yada. So Animac was like, she obviously wants to see, Rolly and ET because they were talking trash on social media. And when Animac called Rolly Big Back Mountain, I damn near died. Now, I do want to address that. I know it's later on in the episode when they get into it about Animat calling her a monkey, and I did hear that. I have to say, as a black woman, I know that Animac is, I don't know, Puerto Rican, Dominican, she's something. I don't really take too much to that because I just don't. Um, I'm not insulted by it. I'm not hurt by it. I'm not like, oh my God. I'm just not. We all get a little too sensitive when people do stupid behavior. Like, the whole season, Rolly was acting a certain type of way. Label it however which way you want to, but let's keep it a stack. Rolly does way too much. So you have Biggie and Smiley in the room together. And I don't know, there's something about Smiley that just gives me freaking delusional. Like, is never aware of the stuff that she brings to the table and like how she affects people with her stupidity and her overreacting or her acting to stuff. Like, you know what I mean? She jumped onto the season wanting to fight Mariah and was she trying to fight Animac? Yeah, in the beginning. Like, just doing way too much. Like, you are truly overgrown wanting to fight people. I didn't understand that too about Rolly in this season. That Rolly attacked people that she can literally roll over on. She can just push them and then they're done. Not because she could beat them, because she's just overpowers them with her weight. This is coming from a bigger girl. I would never sit here and approach somebody who is 5'2" and weighs 100 pounds. And here I can with my burly ass wanting to fight you. Like, how do I look? You know what I'm saying? And those two just felt like they were doing something trying to fight people who were smaller than them. Like, it never made any sense to me. But nonetheless, so you have Biggie and Smiley in one room, and I really wasn't ready for what was going down. What I felt like Biggie was trying to address the situation when they were trying to evict her and Smiley, and I guess in Biggie's mind, they were supposed to stick together. I feel like for overall, Biggie, she's not my favorite out of everybody in the group. Sometimes I can really sit here and say that I don't care for her as a I won't say as a character, but I guess as a person on the show, like, she isn't my favorite. And from my understanding, she was the MVP of the season. I'm like, I don't see how, but whatever. And she usually has a level head. Like, she wants to process out what the issue is. Like, fighting isn't her go-to. Biggie had a valid point. She felt like all Smiley did was like play the victim, playing clueless to like her behavior and had everybody looking crazy, especially in Jamaica. Like, that whole scene of the seizure situation as a medical professional, um, yeah, everything was questionable, but no one could really assess unless you're there, right? And so Biggie wanted to, wanted to get some answers like, what was good? What did the doctor say? Like, what was the outcome? Man, you know, Biggie had that look like, she didn't want to hear the BS when it came down to whatever she had going on. She wanted answers. So she asked her directly, like, what did the doctor say? And when Smiley just looked at her like with this goofy look on her face, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what it was. I didn't know what I had. After seeing the footage, right? And if you were watching the show when it came out, you saw her have these seizures. She was vomit. I wouldn't say vomiting, like she was holding fluid in her mouth and just kind of releasing, gurgling. She was doing something right. It was real odd, but I can't really sit here and say that it wasn't real. I don't know. I wasn't there to assess. Um, and then when she gets to the hospital, she's alert, oriented, wanting to know what happened, and then left because she didn't want to get answers. Like if you know for a fact that you're gonna be on this camera looking like a whole idiot, right? And you're saying that what you were going through was legitimate and you have no idea to why wouldn't you want to get seen? Like, why wouldn't you want to be seen by a doctor, nurses, or whatever? Like, why not? But anywho, and Biggie just felt like, she was lying. How do you not, if you don't know what the doctor said, you don't appear to be interested on your own well-being, like, you're lying. And I agree, she probably was. Well, now you have this scene where you have Rolly, Scotty, and E.T. in the trailer. There was a moment in that trailer. Like, okay, let's talk about the three. I already told you how I feel about Rolly. I just felt like she looked an entire mess the whole entire season. I know that she's trying to sit here and flex whatever body she's constructing. Do you, right? I don't care what anybody does with their body, that's on you. But the nerve of you to sit here and discuss anybody's issues and their imperfections. We can start from the top of your head to the literally to the bottom of your feet. So don't like her. E.T. I felt like E.T. was a straight um lapdog for Rolly in this season. I don't know if she felt like if she would cozy up with Rolly, that would give her some form of longevity in the whole baddie series. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of her either because she came onto this season strong. Like she had to prove herself. Pause real quick. When it comes down to this whole baddie thing, what the definition of a baddie is, mind you, I am damn near 45 years old, right? I wouldn't associate myself as a baddie like ever. But if we're talking about a woman who, I can say who is, I guess, fly from head to toe, in and out, it's none of these women, right? They're just not. I don't know, and I'm working on a video, on an episode about Zeus versus Now TV. I don't know if anybody knows of Now TV like that. If it wasn't for my bonus daughter that brought attention to this network, I would have never known. But I'm definitely working on a video because I have a lot of questions when it comes to these two black networks, and yeah, just I don't understand what are we doing here. But let me not get off track because it's all of it bothers me. So what bothered me in this whole scene is when Rolly had said about Camila. So I guess they have this whole internet beef going on or whatever. I did see a clip like maybe about a month or two ago that um Camila had said something about Rolly because they've been going back and forth, whatever. But then Rolly had the nerve to sit here and say in this clip that Camila needs to trust her surgeon about her kangaroo pouch like she is about to. So I guess that it was said if I can roll the footage of what was said in the actual scene about maybe Camila has trust issues and I guess she should trust a surgeon with her kangaroo pouch. Rolling. Did you not see what you look like the whole entire season? I know that Rolly was a fan fave. I guess she was on another show that I did not watch nor care to, right? but I'm pretty sure there's plenty of people, plenty of brands out here for plus size women that may have reached out to you and you must have declined. Because I don't know what made you think that the little pieces of string that you wore the entire season was representing and looking fly for whoever, right? If we want to sit here and talk about people's kangaroo pouches, we should talk about your platypus feet, right? You're knock-kneed, you have like you're flat-footed and they're just outwards. Who are we to talk about literally anybody? Now, I have seen what you look like today, but we all know that you put whatever money you earned off of Zeus into creating who the person you are now. Like, more power to you. Camila had babies. Your name is what? Roly poly meal snacks or whatever. You got to your physicality based on how you eat. She had kids. Get me to understand where we have room. When I say Roly does something to my inner being, it's just like when people have the opportunity to do great things, they just make a whole skeptical out of themselves. Like, can't do that one at all. So I'm gonna put up this picture so we can sit here and discuss Rolly's fashion, since it's so easy for her to sit here and talk about other folks. So I don't know if this is a bathing suit. I don't know if this is, I don't know, that this is in the junior section that she decided to put on and say that, you know what, I'm just going to rock this anyway because everything is too small. You can't button up your shorts. You can't do none of this, right? And you have literally the nerve to sit here and talk about someone else. I can't even roast you because I don't even know what this is. It's a mess. And you have the nerve to sit here and talk about Camila. Now you're claiming that you're gonna sit here and, shit on everybody because of what you look like now. Girl, you have those the Jackson Pratt pumps or whatever drains. I mean, you didn't work hard for it. All you did was get on social media, get on Zeus, get paid. Kudos to you for all of that. But you paid for what you look like now. Because you said, "Oh, you're not going on no diet. You rather nip and tuck everything." I mean, you don't, as a bigger girl, that doesn't, you're not a role model. You don't motivate me to do any of that. You look crazy. And like I mentioned before, ET definitely wasn't interested in nothing she had to bring to the season. I just hope they do not bring her back. She didn't add no value to any of this at all. Like, yeah, I wasn't a fan of Scotty with the body in this season or past seasons. If she's only going to be if she's gonna be on Baddies, it's only because of Natalie or, Lemmy Plummer, the owner of Zeus. But yeah, she doesn't move me. So Mariah had pulled up to the reunion in a cute little silver dress or whatever, and in this scene, she changed her attire. So she's in this sweatsuit or whatever. She's in a sweatsuit or whatever have you, because she's ready to get down if necessary. The one thing about Mariah Lynn that I will give to her, like, I feel like she was an asset to the season. People can be mad at me or whatever, but I felt like she brought some realism because for real, she comes off real consistent in everything have seen her in. Like, there has been no switch up in her demeanor and how she conducted herself. But what I will say that annoyed me a little bit is when people get the big heads, like thinking that they're bigger than what they truly are, really bothers me. So when she was in the scene with Sky T and Anna Mac, what did she say? So Mariah said that she had to change out of being an international superstar. I almost died. Literally almost died. Because Mariah, like, I think lyrically she's okay. She has moments, but there's other moments that I'd be like, okay, no, this ain't it. I know there's people who may, rock to Mariah Lynn song, but yeah, this one isn't one of them. And I rock out with female hip hop artists all day long with some. That's a whole nother topic when it comes down to whatever we're listening to nowadays. But nonetheless, yeah, lyrically she's okay. Like, I can't even be mad at her. But international superstar girl. Okay. So when it comes down to Natalie Nunn, I'm not a huge fan. I can respect her hustle and who the person she is and what legacy I guess she's trying to build. But I just feel like she can do so much more. You understand what I'm saying? And this whole baddie series, is it entertaining? Yes, right? Because who am I to sit here and talk about the lady and I still watch it, right? If I have a whole problem with the whole series and how women are represented, I shouldn't be watching. But I do watch it. I do watch it, but I'm not. Yeah, I just feel like so much can be done, right? But anyhow, so in this scene when she's talking to Sapphire and Suki, she makes a comment like, "Okay, well, you never know what to expect, all these reunions or whatever." Like, she's always clueless to how shit hits the fan, and I'm so confused. Like, girl, you create half of the drama. You condone half of the drama, but yet you always like, well, you know what? You just never know what you're gonna get. You already know what's gonna happen. Why? Because you created this show to be this way. Okay. This is a scene that I did have to pull off of the episode because I feel like this was like everybody was sitting here talking about Tasiki and ET, but this here with Biggie and Smiley, I wasn't I wasn't expecting it. Wasn't ready for it because we all can agree that Biggie's fighting skills are very questionable, correct? And I don't even think that it was a fight in this particular scene, but let me know down in the comment section how you feel about this scene. I'm just shocked. That's all I got. Just shocked.
You got a paper in your hand that said niggas have to get the fuck out. And you went out and why didn't you go to the club in this? You should have went to the club in that after niggas tried to kick you out. You went to the club in some heels.
On some weird shit.
Bro, when I hopped out the truck, E.T. and fucking dumbass Rolly was standing right there. I looked at you in the truck and I said, Smiley, what you doing, nigga? And you said, I got you. What I do? I walked out and I smacked the shit out of fucking E.T. and you didn't do shit, nigga.
But I didn't know you was gonna hit her.
Yo, corn, you knew it because I told you.
No, I didn't.
Oh my.
You said you wanted Rolly.
I told you smack that bitch. Did I not tell you smack that?
Okay, in all fairness though, like, I'm Biggie. Just because you feel some type of way, right? And even though I guess in that particular situation, y'all should have both been feeling some type of way because they were both out. Everybody was out to humiliate the both of you, but not even. It was just Rolly who was trying to evict the both of y'all because she felt like she had this particular clout or some say so to whether or not you guys should be in the house, right? And I guess you felt like you building an alliance with Smiley would have been it to where she was definitely gonna go in and fight. Um, but at this point, like you should have known that this girl, all she wanted to do is just be on the show and just be relevant. And her purpose was to not get kicked out, not to really fight people of her weight. She just didn't want none of the smoke. She just wanted to just be seen and be on the show, and that's it. So, and she's also grown. She doesn't have to do what you want her to do. Even though if we're basing things on like street code or whatever, if y'all talked about doing something, I guess she should have went along with it or whatever. I don't remember her saying yay or nay or whatever, and I'm not going back into the season to see whether or not she agreed to jumping. But yeah, you really can't expect her to just do what you want her to do. But let's proceed.
Did I not tell you smack that bitch?
But who are you to tell me
Did I not tell you? Did I not tell you? Bitch! Oh, you smack that bitch!
Bitch, you dumbo?
I fucking told you! I told you to smack that bitch! I told you to smack that bitch! I told you to smack that bitch!
I'm not one to condone violence, right? I am a believer if you have to defend yourself, then do that, right? But Rolly, no, oh shit, Biggie, Biggie slapped the taste out of Smiley's mouth. I mean, what Biggie's from Rhode Island? She went to Rhode Island, honey, and got and got that slap for her. Like that was insane. I feel like that whole moment was iconic because I've never seen Biggie act in such a way where she was so mad that she was the initiator on wanting to hit somebody. I felt like in other scenes, she always had to defend herself against Rolly, against E.T. or whatever, and want to talk through the madness. But she came in with all her frustrations and laid it on Smiley's face. And this is off topic. This is not even in the episode, but I went to Smiley's Instagram and she has, I don't know if she does music too. Like everybody wants to sing, rap, and whatever. Like at this point, it's kind of corny to me. But she has these two black women, or at least two women of color, on leashes. What are we still rocking with her with that? It's on her Jordans and Diamonds page, video dropping soon. And she added Juicy Please, whoever that is. When I saw that, I'm like, what are we doing? Why? Are we having humans as dogs, let alone two women of color? And it appears two black women. So why? But carry on. I hope that she does not make it into the next season either. She was just a waste of time, a waste of space, personally. She was very attention seeking, didn't bring nothing to the show but freaking unnecessary drama. Like not even good drama. Like you require, an assistance, a nurse, mental health. Something was wrong with you the whole entire season. Really wasn't feeling it at all. Wasn't feeling her at all. So after Smiley getting slapped, right, she goes back to her trailer and causes a whole freaking scene. Now, this is me. I've been in altercations before, and you do get amped up, right? And she probably was embarrassed and just annoyed, got her wig snatched off, got slapped up. So I know she's feeling some type of way. I get it. But it's like you're taking it out on people that have literally nothing to do what just occurred. So let's watch.
Smiley, what happened? Smiley, what happened? Smiley, what happened?
So I gotta ask you. I got you, baby. I got no. I do it, baby.
Wait.
I got no.
Oh, I'm ready now,
Oh, that's fucked up. She'll take a minute.
So it's like, what are you mad at though? Like the people that are in the room with you, Smiley, what are you upset about? What I would say, right, they should have let her get her 60 seconds on with Biggie, because Biggie, she smacked the crap out of her. So she should have had her time to retaliate, because they pick and choose who they want to give time to. So they should have gave that to her. They should have let her have her time to smack Biggie back. But Smiley, you were doing way too much.
Get this camera off my face. Telling you, bro. Bro, stop playing with me. Open the fucking door. I want to go. Bro. Get me out of here. I'm telling you, get me out. Bro, I'm forced down. Bro, stop playing.
Smiley, you got to stop.
We're bleeding.
Get me, bro.
We will. Hold on.
Bro.
Let me let the medic in.
All right, come on.
Smiley, make sure you're okay. You can pass out with all of that blood. You're losing.
Okay, let's be honest. All season, you got your tail handed to you, and you did not get this explosive. Granted, that slap was historical, but you still didn't get this crazy. Everybody literally gave you the business all season, and you did not get this crazy. Did you feel like you had to bring the energy because it was the reunion, right? Did you feel like if you turned it up a notch, that there was a good possibility, you know what I mean? Like, I don't, for you to come back to next season, I don't know. It was unnecessary, in my opinion.
Get up! Let's go. Bring me that whole band. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay, hold on. Okay, relax. Listen to me. It's me. Just relax. You gotta come on. Relax. He's helping you. Let's go. I got you. Relax. He's helping you.
You really gonna you gonna sit here and bite the medic because they're trying to clean off your finger. I don't even know how she cut her finger. Like, I don't know. The mirror looks like it's intact. So I don't know what she had picked up that had her bleeding like that, but come on. Like, that was so theatrical. She is the actress for sure. It was just too dramatic for me. Just it was. Like, girl, calm down. You know, you got into an altercation. You want to get at her, I get it. But you want to sit here and bite people who are trying to help you, like, get on with it. So this year you have, of course, the Janisha John, who is the wife of Lemmy Plummer, and who is the owner of Zeus Network, and you have Nene Leakes, who is hosting the reunion. So they're chopping it up or whatever. Cool. But Janisha did have a point. She was like, a baddie also needs to learn how to be a lady. Freaking yes. Yes. Yes, they do. They need to have a little bit of class. I ain't gonna sit here and argue with nobody about that. It's the constant fighting, twerking. I don't know. Like, all of it just gets real old. And it's like, okay, what are we teaching the generation of now? Like, what? Are we just here just to twerk, have these hourglass bodies, and have nothing else to give? Like, come on, man. That's what I can sit here and respect. I don't know if Camila is going to do anything to her body, but she kept it a stack. She's naturally beautiful. She didn't make no alterations. Could she? Probably. But no alteration to her physical because she had kids. That's just her natural body. This is what happens. You have kids, not all of us are able to bounce back. Not all of us, go through pregnancies and not have stretch marks or whatever have you. So she kept it a stack. Meanwhile, everybody else want to nip and tuck. And all this fighting, all the twerking, all this carrying on, all this gibberish that goes on in these shows like that, you can't call yourself a baddie if you can't be a lady, not even for like 5 minutes. You got to try to like have some couth about you, and not all of them can do it. So we finally have the Bee House that comes out, and the Bee House consists of Animac, Taseki, Biggie. Who else am I missing? Camila and Sky. So Sky comes out with A House. So I don't know really why that happened, but I guess that Sky was more of like the matriarch of the Bee House. I suppose that's the vibe it gave off, like the den mother of the Bee House. So they come out, and Taseki has to be my absolute favorite individual of the season, and this is why. I feel like she kept it a stack when she needed to, and kept her mouth shut when it was really nothing to talk about. She didn't do what her sister would have done, like amp up over every little thing and fight over every little thing. No. She had fun. She addressed things that she felt like she needed to address when they needed to be addressed, and just kind of kept it cool. I think that she is the actual definition of what a baddie is supposed to be, in my personal opinion. That girl can throw hands when necessary. Like, who wants to get it in with her on any given time? I don't think anybody would. But for a brief moment, she talks about Krishan and how, in the beginning of the season, how Krishan and her friends affected her and how it hurt her. Rightfully so. I can't imagine having a sister and her, plotting to jump me or get her friends to jump me, and just, throwing allegations out there, whether true or false. I mean, we don't know. I feel like the Malone family or whatever, whoever they are, Krishan's family and Taseki's family, they all have issues that need to be addressed. And I feel like on social media, none of it should be put out for everybody to see. And Krishan was definitely notorious for doing something like that. But I feel like Taseki is shining. She is thriving. I feel like out of the two, she's the one that's worthy. Now, again, I think I talked about it in my last video. When it comes down to Krishan, the baby girl has a lot to learn. God bless her. I wish her nothing but the best. But she's out here doing way too much, misspeaking, disrespecting the gifts that she claims that the Lord has given her. The Lord can taketh away, and it appears to me like she's losing a little bit of that. So hopefully she can come to grips. And she's no longer doing the baddie. She didn't come to the reunion. And Taseki felt like, okay, well, she probably didn't want to come see me because it was going to automatically be a problem, which I wouldn't. I have respect for my sibling, and I would never put my hands on him, period, let alone publicly. So maybe Krishan felt like, you know what, I don't want to deal with that coming here. But also, Krishan was wanting more money. The girl is feeling herself. You know, she got away from homeboy. She finally has her own money. Would get to see her own money, and so she was getting greedy. I hope she sees this. I hope someone lets her know that greed is one of the 7 deadly sins. Like, girl, God will sit you down. But nonetheless, you know, Tasiki was hurt by the whole situation with her sister and her friends, and she should be. And I personally feel that Taseki should have won MVP because she is the definition of what a baddie is. And again, I mean, no diss to Biggie, but like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that one. There's something about Biggie that I personally I'm not a fan of either. I just wish that if we're gonna put big girls on these shows, right, as they should, because they're definitely, you know, plus size women who are baddie worthy. But why these two though? Why Rolly and Biggie? And I don't care about the body frame itself and how it's shaped, but there's other ones that I'm pretty sure that fit the description of what one is. I don't know. Not a fan. I felt like Camila was dope too, with the way her and Natalie hashed out their situations, but I feel like Natalie is fake still. Like Camila was just being genuine and be like, you know what? I'm glad we kind of squashed all this thing. We have a sisterhood, you know, bond forever and always. And Natalie, the look on her face was like, all right, well, I'm glad you feel that way. You know what I mean? Like she didn't come off like she felt the same way, at least in my opinion. Like I don't know who considers Natalie a friend, but I don't think she knows how to be. I believe that she knows how to run a business. I know that she has that business mentality, and that's it. That's all. Like when it comes down to friendships, you see how she beats on her friend. Like I don't want a friendship like that. I've had friends that, you know, 30 plus years, and we never like tag each other the way she be tagging on Scotty, and Scotty, you know, is okay with it. That's crazy to me. So then you have Rolly and ET come out. Mind you, they look crazy. Like they bump into each other like they were nervous. And ET came out and attacked Natalie, who was not confused about that whole situation. Like, hold on. I'm going to say this. I do not keep up with all the back and forth beefs these people have with one another once the season ends. Like, I don't know if I could be that person that talks about celebrity gossip that literally keeps up with everything. Now, I will say this, like if I feel like it's worthy enough to talk about, then I will sit here and do my research and go back or whatever. But these beefs are absolutely stupid. To this day, I couldn't sit here and tell you why Natalie got attacked by ET. The only thing that I saw that Natalie stated was that ET was mad because Natalie wouldn't check up on her. What? Like, you can't be serious, right? You're mad because you're upset that Natalie didn't check up on your grown self. Your grown self who has children? Like, come on, man. But then, do you expect to return after that? Like, listen, ET started out on Now That's TV, right? If anybody who watches this video, if you guys have ever seen any of the shows on Now That's TV, it's definitely different. It's very like uncut, raw. Most of those women are in gangs. They're a little rough around the edges, okay? And she kind of comes from that. I'm not really sure whether or not she's in an affiliation with any gang. I don't know. I can't remember. But she comes from that particular network. Cool. Now, Zeus is a step up from that. Zeus still needs a little bit of work in my opinion, but is a step up from that. And if you want more for yourself, you don't beat up the people who can get you to the next level, right? You were feeling some type of way that Natalie invited people to basketball games and stuff like that, and you felt like you weren't invited to them. So, like, play your position until you have it, like, until you can get into the position you really want to be. Okay, cool. Let me be quiet because I want to come back on next season. I want that check. I want to keep it. I want to keep it moving. There's things that I want to do. I'm not saying that she can't get to the bag on where she is right now, but come on, it's a level up from where you came from. Now that's TV. All they do is fight over there. All they do is fight. That's how you want to get your money? Because you're not fighting professionally. Y'all are street fighting in the house. Y'all don't go anywhere. Don't do anything. What are we doing? And you decided to fight the boss? You're crazy. So Natalie gets knocked over. And I know she was like, what the hell? Like, what did I do to her? Biggie trying to fight Rolly again. It's stupid. But when Tasiki and E.T. finally meet, Tasiki, she fights, baby. I'm not saying that E.T. doesn't know how to fight. I'm not saying that E.T. doesn't know how to fight, but Taseki gave her the business. So, yeah. And that's basically how that show ended. Listen, I'm excited to see what happens next because I hope they resolve whatever issues they all have going on. Not that they ever do, right? But I definitely want to hear. Yeah, so I'm eager to see what part 2 brings. Um, but yeah, this season of Baddies was all right for me. Like we could have done what most of the cast that was up there. I feel like Sky, not the DJ, but the black ink Sky. I loved her energy. Y'all can bring her back. Like I felt like she was what we needed on that show, period. Like that calmness. Just want to have fun, be cool. Um I enjoyed her presence on the show, Tasiki's presence on the show. You know, and I actually like Sapphire a little bit too. I think Sapphire was pretty cool. But she was so attached to Suki. I will say this. She was one of my favorites too. I don't like her as a musician. I feel like she's extremely vulgar, not about that life. But I did like her on the show. I feel like she made a lot of sense. The way she processed things out, I appreciated. But as a rapper, honey, no, not my cup of tea whatsoever. We can keep all that to yourself. But yeah, well, let's see what happens. Let me know down in the comment section if you watched it, what you got from the season. What do you expect from part 2? What do you expect from the whole Baddies series? What's the name of the franchise itself? Like, what do you want to see different from it? Are you tired of all the fighting? Like, how old do you have to be to feel like maybe the club scene is no longer a scene for you? Baddies can be baddies outside of the club. Like, Natalie, have them do something else. But that's just my opinion. So let me know down in the comment section if you watch this at all and what you expect to see out of part 2 that comes out tomorrow. Right? Today's Saturday? It is. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And also check me out on all social media. My social media handles are in the description. And don't forget to click subscribe on your way out. And thank you so much for watching and listening to today's episode. And I will catch you all in the next one. Talk to you later. Bye.